Hi everybody, it's Kelly and I'm in Black Thread Studio today. Thank you so much for being here. If you're joining me for a little chat and then maybe a little bit of creating. Let's see, today is Friday, December 13th, and you know, that's really not bad luck. It never has been for me. So if you're superstitious like that, you can turn that around, I think, by thinking that Friday the 13th is good luck. So let's go there, even though I think today's also a full moon. But all I can say is thank goodness I'm not at work today, right? Right? Thank goodness I'm not at work. And I am here on a Friday in Black Thread Studio with you. So, okay, if you watched last Friday, well, do you know that I tried to upload that video for about 48 hours and it still didn't go? So I deleted it and started loading again on Sunday, and it went in a couple hours. So I don't know what in the world the difference is if a lot of people are trying to load things, you know, on a Friday or Saturday and YouTube gets behind. I don't know. But anyway, it is Friday, so I don't know when you'll see this. But what are we going to do today? So if you watched last Friday and I was with Rita, which I had so much fun sitting with her. Isn't she just cool? That's about all you can say about Rita. Cool, sweetheart. I love spending time with her. So we made the hats. And no, I'm not making any more hats. I showed you a few that were hanging, or I'm going to show you a few that are hanging on the tree. What I'm going to do is, I'm kind of backing up a little bit here. Rita asked me if I put my bookshelves up or if I rearranged my studio space yet. I did rearrange it, but I did not do bookshelves yet. That's a cost that if I'm really going to do it, I have to save for, because if I do it, I want the bookshelves that I really want with a library ladder, and those aren't cheap. And then I'd put it on this back wall here. So I thought I'll just do a little catch up, kind of show you how I did rearrange my room. It's working a little bit better for me. And I found this little stick fake birch tree at Goodwill for like $3, $5, something like that. And I hung some ornaments on there that I made a few years ago, and the hat ornaments. My goal is someday to do really pretty nice cross-stitch ornaments, like my friend Sarah did, and do a proper handmade tree. And last week I showed you, I put it away, otherwise I would grab it, the stocking that I downloaded from Cece at the Thread Gatherer on her Etsy site. If you go there, she has little mini stocking patterns that you can download. And I read her newsletter last week and talked about that. So if you want to see what I'm talking about, you can go there or go to Cece's website, her Etsy, and then check out for her newsletter. So, okay. So I have like 14 coworkers that I'm going to make ornaments for, and then I was going to make extra to put on my family's packages. So I'm just saying like 20, 25 altogether. Oh, so I first told you, and I didn't show you last week, this is an adorable ornament, the house that Lars built. I went to her website and I downloaded this. I think the one that I saw on Pinterest had like a bell hanging, and it was just done out of like cardstock, but they were decorated. I thought, I am not. So this is what I did. I made little templates. You can't see that because it's clear. I made little templates, you know, tracing that. And then I made one for the small one, which is upside down here. Cut those out, traced them on here, and then I thought, oh, I'm gonna make those really pretty with bells hanging and decorate them. No, if I had some kind of, you know, laser cutter that could cut out a bunch of those for me, but that was too much work. But isn't that adorable? Then I thought, oh, maybe I'll do it in fabric. No. Okay. So we got off of that. Then we tried the little mini hats, which were cute, but I am not making all of those. Okay. So then at my Quilt Guild meeting Wednesday night, one of the girls, Joy, showed for our show and tell, got up and showed these star fabric ornaments that her mom was making. And I thought, aha, that's what I'm gonna do. Now, hers, I'll show you the couple that I've done and why I'm gonna shake it up a little bit and see what you guys like. I had a couple other things I wanted to show you. Let me talk about a couple other things and then we'll come back to the ornaments. In my mind, I was trying not to chit chat as much, but I don't think that's gonna work. I did want to show you a couple other things. So also at my Quilt Guild meeting last Wednesday, I did my yo-yo lecture. Our new facility didn't have a projector, so I couldn't do my laptop PowerPoint presentation with the pictures and everything, but I just talked. Thank you, Denise, for helping me hold things up, and thank you everyone from the Quilt Guild. So I had these little kits together that I handed out. That's my Graham's yo-yo quilt. And we talked about yo-yos. And there's a pattern in here for you to make the pincushion, the needle book. I don't have those. I left those there so that we could put those in the gift shop to raise money for the Guild in March at our quilt show. And then I also had directions how to make this yo-yo ornament. Now these are what I did last year for everyone, all my coworkers. And I'll tell you this. I submitted to Magpie Times, Deanna David's Hook Reggae magazine. I've talked to you about it before. She did a 2-page little spread of my hand showing how to make this. So I highly recommend that you check out Deanna David at Ribbon Candy Hooking. And the Magpie Times, I don't have the newest one, but do you want me to grab? Do you want to hold on while I grab? I know I do this all the time. Hang on, because I know where they are this time. Talk amongst yourselves. Okay, this is what Deanna's magazines look like. They're beautiful. She puts them together with Judy Taylor. And look at the back of that. I mean, it is a major, it's not just, I mean, it is a beautiful, beautifully done magazine. My friend Sandy, Art and Soul Makery, was in her Halloween. Were you in the Halloween book, Sandy? I think she was. There's an actual book. And then I'm in the Winter Wonderland issue that's out now. I will put a picture of this at the end. So I just want to share that with you. I was excited about that. Deanna's really, really good about wanting to show other creative people's work. So I really appreciate that. And I'm going to work on something to put into her next one. If you want to know about it or if you want to submit something, just go start watching her. It's fun. So, okay. The other thing I wanted to talk to you about is a couple weeks, oh, not even a couple weeks ago, it's been a while ago. It was when the hurricane are they saying Helene or Helen hit North Carolina. and it affected Kim at Sassy Jack's, who has the cross stitch shop, and Fiber Talk was kind of putting out there how great it would be to still send Kim orders, and I did, and I finally got. I feel like I'm not all with it today. Like my thoughts are slow. Do you get like that too? But I'll get there. Maybe it's because I have so many things on my mind. Don't you have, like this time of year, a million trillion things on your mind that you have to either make, shop for, wrap, food? I think that's my problem. I have way too many things on my mind. Anyway, I was really excited about this that I ordered from Kim. She had these as separate. They're by Summer House Stitch Works, these alphabets. So you could buy the separate cards with 3 letters on it, or she had the whole alphabet marked down from $48 to $24, so half off. So I got the whole alphabet. Don't you love how these are? And look how on this one, the B overlaps on the side stitching. So I'm gonna do one whole big panel with all of them on there. So I'm gonna show you the project I'm gonna start first, and I will be working on that, but I wanna start this. I might start it January 1st. I might start a little, you know, like what's your January 1st start in the cross stitch world. So I might start this. I've got to get the linen. I was going to use this linen for it that I got from Kim. This is color Mayflower from Fox and Rabbit. But I'm going to use this for something else, and I'll show you why. Anyway, I want to get this started so that I can bring it with me when I go to St. Louis in March. I'm going to the Fiber Talk weekend stitching retreat, and I'm actually going, I get to go hang out with the gang. Well, we all do if you go, but I am going to be showing my yo-yo, pincushion, and needle book. So that will be kind of a make and take there. So if you want that information, you just go to Fiber Talk, and they have that retreat weekend information there. I'm really excited about that. I'll get to meet Gary and Beth and Cindy and Jennifer, and now Kim from Sassy Jack's is going to be there with her husband. She's going to do a finishing class and have like a pop-up shop. So if you guys are into cross stitch and more hand stitching, then go check out Fiber Talk's podcast. They're talking about it, or go to their website. Okay. Okay, so this is what I'm going to start. I'm going to start this weekend after I get the, can I say these stupid ornaments? Do you guys do that? Do you put pressure on yourself to do something and then you're like, oh my gosh, I have to make 20 of them? And that's not what I want to do. I should have my heart more into it, shouldn't I? As I'm making these gifts for, you know, people that that I work with and that I love. So, okay, when I was at Rita's, she so kindly, Rita, she so kindly shares her finished cross-stitch charts with me. She gifts them to me. Can I just tell you, and she has given me many because she stitches so fast. Okay, I am hooked on, and so is Rita. She's been doing a lot of these charts that have Mary, Joseph, baby Jesus, and the donkey. So this one is Harriet Ringrose, and this is by the Scarlet Letter. And I have to say, I haven't done, I might have a Scarlet Letter. I don't know that I've done one, but I'm going to show you real quick. This is why I'm so excited about it, because it's going to be big. but look at that beautiful colored chart. So I am going to start this on this linen. I'm just going to do called for threads. I'll probably just use DMC. I shouldn't say just DMC. So I'm going to do that. Won't that be fun? So I'm going to, this is going to be kind of my holiday stitching as we have extra days off of work. And yeah, I'm excited about that one. So that was the couple things that I was going to share with you. And shall we get on to the Christmas star? Okay. If you guys don't like the Christmas star, I'm just telling you, I'm making 20 of them. That's all there is to it. Maybe 25. Okay. So I can't even draw a star. That's what a bad artist I am. I can't even draw a star. So I'm going to show you what I did. I usually just Google like images of drawn. I'll put images like this one. I put images of drawn stars. And then, you know, I pick one. And then, whoops. And then I enlarged it. And then I traced it very crudely. I traced it. So that's how I got my star. And usually I'll put in, you know, like free or, you know, something that's not copyrighted so that you can use it. So I traced it. I glued it onto a little bit, it's not thick cardstock, but it's a little bit thicker. I was going to use a Mylar template like I did for the ornament, but I ran out. So I just used this. Then I thought, okay, there's a couple different ways you could do this. You ready? I'm bringing you down. Okay. So I wanted to just use scrap fabric, and it's so hard nowadays because people decorate Christmas with all kinds of different colors. It's not just your traditional red and green anymore, and you don't know if they're using silver or gold. So I found this, which I thought was really pretty. I had already purchased a bunch of this gold ribbon to use for whatever ornaments I was going to make. So I thought that would be really pretty with this. But I wanted it to look Christmassy. I didn't want it to look too not Christmassy. So I picked out this green fabric that I had. And I thought, okay, I could cut out each star. I wanted batting in there. So I thought I could cut out each one, cut out the batting separate, you know, have it nice stitched edges. And I thought that is going to take way, way too long. Way too long. So I decided just to layer my backing, my batting, and my front. I decided this was going to be the front. And then I decided that I was just going to stitch and then cut it out, cut each one out. I didn't care if you saw the batting on the edges because I like things raw. I like things to look handmade. I also like when they're perfectly finished, but I don't take the time to do that. So I give myself permission to do it raw, okay? The first one I did, I'll show you what I came up with. The first one I did, so I left everything on this big sheet, you know what I mean. I picked a decorative stitch for this one. And then just cut it out so you can see the batting. Now I was going to use Mod Podge to stiffen them and make them a little bit, you know, stiffer. Well, my Mod Podge, it's thicker than frosting. It's really old. I know I could probably dig it out and mix it with water, but I decided I'm not going to do that. So what I did instead is I just starched these. So that was the first one I did. I took a needle. I'm going to show you the 2 needles that I used. You want to make sure that you have, here I'll lay it like this so you can see, a pointy needle with a big eye on it so that I could get the ribbon through. This one was really thick and I had to use needle nose pliers to pull it through. So then I thought, well, I'll get a thinner one, still pointed, not quite as big of an eye, but I could still get the ribbon through. I thought this one would be easier to pull through, the thinner needle. Well, guess what? I still had to use the needle nose pliers. So I will show you because we're going to do one together. But after I did that first one, I strung the ribbon through and just tied it off. And I had it strung through the bell, and then I used my liquid stitch glue and I just put a little dab underneath to keep the bell in place. Okay, so that was the first one. Then I thought, I like the decorative stitch, but that's gonna take me forever. So then the next one, I just did a straight stitch, and then I cut out the edge with pinking shears. Then on this one, I put the ribbon right up on the top, and I didn't worry about stringing the bell on. I used a bigger bell, and I just glued that on with my unique stitch, and it's staying. So when you look at these two, let me move this out of the way so we can really see what they look like. When you see these two, you know, do I like one more than the other? This one's gonna be easier. So I think I'm gonna make the pinked edge with just the straight stitch. Now for this one, and I'll show you on the back, it does look pretty with the red on the back of both of these. I originally thought that I was going to use variegated threads because I thought that would look pretty to show on the back. So this one I had, this one's a signature thread. I'm looking for the color. It's a number. But any of these that I had, I thought looked too, not Christmassy enough, I guess. I liked the green. I thought that would be pretty on the front, but then it was gonna blend in too much on the back. So I just decided to use a solid red, and that way you'd see it on the front and the back. So that's what I did. Okay, do you want to stitch one up together? And then I'll show you two. You know, I lost all my bells. I can't find them for the life of me. So I went and invested in some more bells. These I got at Joann's. And then this one I just ordered on Amazon. I was trying to get the smaller. What do you guys think? Is this one too big? Or do you like the smaller one? The only thing is, in the smaller one, all I have is silver. But I thought, does this work? Because then, again, you don't know if someone uses gold or silver to decorate, so it's giving them both. But that one kind of adds a little pizzazz to it, doesn't it? I just want to make sure it's not too big. I am probably going to use, now I had the black and the white because I was going to use these on the hats that I'm not making anymore. If I have to make more and I pick different fabric, I will probably end up using those. But on this fabric that I'm using, I really, really like the red, don't you? Okay. I'm gonna clear off my sewing machine because I have all my things on there. Whoop, sorry. Hello. I'm gonna clear off my sewing machine, and then, do you want to stitch a star with me? And then we'll cut it out and put it together, and you can see what I'm gonna come up with. And then hopefully today I can get 20 to 25 of them done. So Okay. Okay, I decided before we head over to the sewing machine, I wanted to show you what I started to do on this other piece that I'm going to be using. I wanted to use, when I'm tracing this and you're going to cut it out, you're going to see that drawn edge. So I had a couple water soluble markers. I had a purple one and blue one. Of course, those were all dried up, of course. So then I pulled this graphite pencil that I was using when I was working on the crazy quilt, which I am still working on, by the way. I'll probably just get quite a bit more of it done before I share that with you guys again. But I thought, okay, I'm going to use this, which is water soluble graphite. I don't want to diss anybody, but I was so frustrated because I started to trace it, and then I'll show you. I kept sharpening it, and it would get down to a certain point, and then the lead would break off. So I just kept sharpening. So I tried that a few times. Then I tried my good old just Taylor's chalk, which would work really well. And it did work well. It's just that I just like using a Sharpie. If I'm not doing something where it's gonna be, you know, it's just a little ornament. It's not something that needs to be, it's not gonna be an heirloom piece. So I just end up using a fine black Sharpie, and that's how I trace these. I am just making sure that when I cut it out, I'm cutting out like inside that black line, so hopefully you won't see any of it. But let me show you what these looked like when I was tracing on here, so you can see. Okay, this one is the marker. This one, here, let me move this. That's my pieces that kept breaking off of that pencil. I was really frustrated. Okay, here's that graphite pencil, which would work. Can you see that? And then there it is with the Taylor's chalk line. So again, for me, it's the little black Sharpie, okay? All right, let's head over to the sewing machine. So I have my red thread. Oh, look at the pretty sun coming in. It has been so cold here, so cold. First it was really warm, like 40s, and then all of a sudden it got, yesterday I think it was 0. I'm closing the blind for you. So really cold, but the sun is out. Okay, still have just a little shot of sun there, but is that okay with you guys? So I'm just going to do this corner for you. I don't know if it would be easier for you to cut each one out separately, but I just decided to leave it in one big piece. What I did is when I put these down together, I used a little bit of the temporary basting glue. Oh, where'd I put it? There's different brands that you can get. I'm coming back. I used a temporary basting glue. And then when I ironed it down, I actually used, that is when I used the starch so that I could get it nice and smooth. The first one I ironed after I cut out the star, and with the stitching already in there, it kind of buckled and it didn't look as smooth and pretty as I wanted it to. So, okay. Let's get going here. I had to reboot my sewing machine there. Okay. So what I'm doing is I'm going to line up the foot of my presser foot right on the edge of that drawn line. So I'm going to be coming right inside, and again I am just going to use a straight stitch with that red thread. So, you know, I try to smooth out and make sure I'm holding this nice and smooth and flat. while I'm stitching. It's not a race, so take your time. I'm going just past that inside point, and then I'll pivot and turn it like that. So for those of you who might be new at sewing, you could see how absolutely easy this would be. If you're really experienced, then you could probably be thinking of all kinds of different things that you could do with this to embellish it, or do different stitching, or, you know, just all kinds of things. But because of time and quantity, I just want it to be quick and easy, but I do want it to look nice. So hopefully this is the ticket. Cut that off. I really don't need to pull that through or tie that off. My machine does kind of a little overlocking stitch, and then I can cut it off at the end. The biggest thing with doing this straight stitch is meeting up this point at the end and making sure that that matches up. I do want that to look kind of decent. So with the batting in there, we're getting a nice little quilted look. I'm just staying on that line. So this is nice and smooth, making my little star edge. If you guys are thinking, Kelly, this is so easy, why do you have to show us this? I'm showing you so we can see how easy it is. Not everything has to be hard and time consuming all the time, right? I mean, because this would be a great project for a beginner, I'm just following my line, my drawn line with my edge of my foot. I'm going out past into that point a little bit and coming back out. Okay, this is where I have to match up my little stitching here, so I'm going to really eyeball that. And right when I get to the end, I use my little cutter, and you guys can see that that turned out pretty good right there. Okay, let's get the pinking shears out. Might have to lay this a little bit flatter on the table. So that's the other thing when I trace these on here. You don't get them so close together that you don't have enough room to cut it out. So I'm going to cut either just a little bit right on inside of that line, because I don't want to see my mark. These stars are a good size so that cutting out with the pinking shears, I can just do it in one. Okay, see, if you move it, just line your teeth back up so that you get it back into the same. So it just has one smooth, continuous, lined up zigzag cut on there. Now I already used the starch on these. The other two, I did just do a really quick press. Hope you guys can see what I'm doing. I mean, do you think that's cute? I'm still debating on the Mod Podge. I know it might, I don't know. What do you guys think? I mean, is it going to make it look better? Is it going to make it feel better? Is it going to make it... I mean, these are pretty... It's not going to fold up and not hang straight. So I don't know that we really need the Mod Podge. It would just be a different look. So, okay. Let me just press this real quick. And then I still have an empty design wall, but I did put my needle worker up there hoping to remind me to get it framed. Okay. And then I'm just going to decide which way. It's a mark actually in the fabric from being hand dyed. So let's see which way we're going to do this. I'll do it like this so you can see it a little bit better. Okay. To me, that makes it look like a long, skinny star. It's a little short, chunkier star, isn't it? I kind of like that. I'll play around with my bella a little bit. And there's my, yeah, I think I'm gonna like that. Okay. So, where's my big needle and my pliers here? So, I don't want to use my nice little scissors for that string, but I just did. Okay, so let's pull the ribbon through. I've got my pliers ready. So I'm just coming kind of right into where that stitching is. You know, pinch and hold that so it will support it as you're pulling it through, and just kind of wiggle it through. Okay, I'm going to line up my ribbon. I'm just going to put a nice little knot in there. You know, they can always add a hanger to it, or, you know, like a hook. So the only thing about creating while I'm with you guys is that I love to have, oh, do you love Christmas music like I do? Okay, so I always think these look better. You know, cut your ends off and have them look nice. Sometimes if you have a ribbon that really frays, I've done just little touches of my liquid stitch glue just on the end, you know, just like that, to keep it from fraying, if you want to do that. Okay, now, if I really wanted to spend time on this, I could actually stitch this on, but I don't want to see the stitching in the back. I could stitch it through just on this top layer, but that's way too much work for 20 of them, or 25, however I'm going to make. I'm going to put a little glue there. I'm going to put some glue there. Don't spend a whole lot of time worrying about it. Okay, so that one I'll let sit just a little bit. So you can see that glue's on there. That's not going anywhere. Do you think that bella's too big for that? Tell me which one you guys like better. Or the small bell? I need a small red bell, don't I? But who's gonna go do that? Okay, this isn't even dry, and you can see it's already in its place. So I thought I had the camera on the ornaments, not on me. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, let's come down and look at these again. Okay, there's 3 of them. And then the back. Which one did I just glue? That one. And I'll show you the back again. So it's a nice finished star. What would really be cute if Rita suggested last week on the hats, you know, just use some felt and cut out their initials. You know, have a little charm with their initial on it. There's so many things that you could do with these. You know, hang a little winter Christmas charm on it. Yeah, I think they're cute. I'm happy with those. I think we have a winner. I think we have a winner to make many. So I will be working on that. And by the way, not just Merry Christmas, but for whatever you celebrate, whatever time of year it is for you, I hope you're enjoying and having, you know, good time with family and friends. You know, I celebrate Christmas, so that's what I have on my mind, but I hope you're all doing whatever it is that you love this time of year. So it sounds like I'm wrapping up, doesn't it? I guess we're done. Wow, we're done. So I'm gonna make these stars. The other thing I'm gonna do, which I really can't wait, I have my mom again this weekend, so I'll go get her, but I'm gonna start that cross stitch. Yeah, that Harriet ring rose. Thank you again, Rita, for sharing that with me. So I hope everyone is doing well. Next week, gosh, we're only 12 days away from Christmas, aren't we? So next weekend will be the Friday right before Christmas. So I don't know what I'm gonna do, but we'll be here. I'll be here with you. Yeah, I'll be here with you. So, okay, you guys, thank you so much for being here. I know I was a little scattered today. Sorry about that. I think I'm thinking about all the things that I need to go do. So I hope you're enjoying your day. Have a beautiful day, as always, and I will see you next week, okay? Bye. I know, I came back. I knew there was something that I wanted to tell you. I finished my stocking for Finian in Switzerland. And as much as I moaned about it, I told Jim I think it ended up being my most favorite stocking that I did. So as usual, just stay tuned and watch some things at the end. I'll show his stocking. I don't know. Whatever I was going to show you will be at the end. Okay, thanks. Bye. Okay, you guys, here we go into the studio area, kind of rearranged. So I'll show you what I did and just a little Christmas spirit there for you. So I'll tell you exactly what I did. Nothing major. I guess the biggest thing is the rug that I have down that makes it nice and cozy. But let's start here. I wanted to show you guys my British friend Sarah made that for me for my birthday, which you know was Thanksgiving. Isn't that a perfect saying? Is a dear thing, friendship, a sweet balm, a fast elusive bird of calm that flutters over life's tumultuous ocean. And we always say, you know, like my friend across the pond. So how fun is that? And besides some of my favorite row pottery, Sarah stitched both of those for me. Okay, so the biggest thing I did was take the couch from that wall and put it over here, back in front of the window, where I have had it before. I was trying to sell it on Facebook Marketplace, and then I was trying to give it away. And then when I actually had a couple people respond and want it, I changed my mind because I think I said this before, it's almost the size of a twin size bed when you take all the pillows off. And it's such a great place for, you know, to have an extra place for someone to sleep and stay. My sister actually slept there for 2.5 days while we went to Idaho, and she was down with the flu. So the only thing I talked about that I really haven't done is done bookshelves, and I'll show you where I'm thinking about doing that. But for right now, like back here on that plant stand, you can see I stacked up some extra books. And the couch is away from the window because there's an air vent down there that Jim didn't want covered. And I was not happy about having the couch away from the wall that far. But, you know, I stuck a couple suitcases back there and my plant stand, and it's working out great. So this all stayed the same. Some presents that I have to send out. I'm going to show you this while we're here because I've already shown it to Sarah. This is her birthday and Christmas that I'm waiting to pack up to send. But I made that for her. It was my very first hooked rug. And for those of you who watch Duck Martin, Sarah and I both love that show, and she was able to go visit the real house. So this was my first hooked rug, and that is Doc Martin's house for Sarah. So that will be going off to her. Do you want me to just show you a few tidbits? Stockings for my kids. That doesn't belong there. My Graham made these for everyone. Like cousins, boyfriends, spouses, dogs. She made a million of them over the years. And I still have those. And then my sister hangs all of our family stockings that are done in red over at her house for Christmas Eve. Okay, I'm going to try to show you mine and Sam's stocking. These were the very, very first stockings that I did. I'm going to try to crawl up there so you can see. I actually cross-stitched. And of course, Paige and Doug had one at the time. There's Sam's with the reindeer. And mine had the popcorn string. I do not remember who the cross-stitch designer was on that. Sorry about that. Oh, I forgot to show you something precious that I have. Let me go back real quick. I did give Paige all her ornaments from when she was a baby. I had given Sam his as well, but I dug this one out. He made that probably in kindergarten. How cute is that? And then another ornament that was his, so just thought I'd share those with you. Okay. A few things I can show you that were from past videos. The sleigh pillow. Not the cross-stitch Santa. I've had him for a while. But the sleigh pillow. The Christmas placemat. And some of the ornaments I have on my tree. You can find in previous videos. Those were done a few years ago. Oops, that one's kind of smashed. And that one. And then you can see the little knitted hats that we just did. So, okay, we'll just zoom along. And here's a hooked rug that I'm working on. I was working on the sunflower forever, tucked down there. And I started working on Native Tom by Ribbon Candy Rug Hooking, Deanna David. And I'm still working on that. Donna, if you're watching, I'm using the beautiful little thing. I'm using it for all my scrap yarns as I cut them off as I'm rug hooking. So I got rid of the big white chair and put in this wingback chair. It doesn't look as comfortable, but it works better for me to pull up my stitching and sit up a little bit straighter. And then that ottoman is new from Facebook Marketplace. Oh, the things you can find there. Look how well it matches. Okay, and is there, so this is where if I ever do a bookshelf, I'm going to do it here. I really don't use this desk. I switched out my little chalkboard for you. Merry Christmas, everyone. And that's about it. So let's get to making some star ornaments, okay?